MLB Network is your exclusive home for postseason baseball. It's Game 1 of the National League Division Series between the Arizona Diamondbacks and the New York Mets. Hi again, everybody. Matt Vasgersian welcoming you to our exclusive postseason coverage on MLB Network. With me is Mark DeRosa and Dan Plesac. And Dan, we'll start with you. This series has the feel of one that's about to get very interesting.
Well, here's a little comparison of these two teams. Looking at it earlier, to me, the story is all about the pitching. Both squads have some good arms, and the team that gets the best outings are probably going to come out on top.
Set for what should be a good one. Lineups and first pitch are next. Drawing closer to the start of Game 1, let's join public address announcer Alex Miniak.
And now, your 2022 New York Mets.
Briefly now, we'll look at the two starters who get the ball here in Game 1. Time now to look at the Diamondbacks starting lineup. Danny, any thoughts?
Well, you've really got to be able to appreciate the incredible talent of Paul Goldschmidt. I mean, this guy is a career 300 hitter. You talk about consistent. He delivers a good at-bat and clutch hits basically every time he walks into the box. I love watching this guy.
Jacob deGrom will do the pitching in front of the hometown crowd here in Game 1. Dan Plesac, what's the word on him?
Jacob deGrom is just a solid pitcher. He's not overpowering in any sense with any of his three pitches. Good sinking fastball, 93 to 96, great slider, and a really good changeup. What makes him so good? He'll throw all three of his pitches at any time.
Okay, here's how the Mets are lining up defensively. And this team, they're not going to be moving around as much as some of the new age teams. The shifting and moving the third baseman over second base and the right fielder to play third base. This is going to be your stationary team, trusting pitchers to execute pitches.
Stepping in, Sean Brown. He'll get to take his first cuts here.
Sean Brown.
First delivery to him on the way. And he gets him to pop it up on the right side of the infield. Marte is there, 2 down. And with 2 away now, let's give you a look at the big picture here. There you see the participants in this year's playoffs. So 1 gone in the inning here with a runner at first. And that'll bring up the outfielder Steven Souza Jr. Comes set with the 0-1. High in the air out to center field. Moving under it, Brown. 2 down.
Cut hold.
Striding in once again, Sean Brown.
Number 24, Sean Brown.
Swung on and missed, and that's the final out of the inning. Mets played a run on a couple of hits. On to the 4th now in game number 1. It's the Mets 1 and the Diamondbacks nothing. Coming to the plate now, Steven Souza. He flew out in his last at-bat.
Almost, Matty. Almost went deep his last AB. Certainly just missed it. With this guy's big power, he's feeling pretty good at the dish. Look for him to try and get on something and drive it out of the yard this AB.
A swing and a drive to center field. That one's got a chance. Brown is back to the track as he takes it for out number 2. For 2 on the afternoon so far. Think things down 0-2. And he checked his swing, but it's a strike 3 called, and that's the first out of the inning. Digging in to try it again, Sean Brown. He looked to bounce back after striking out his last time up. The 2-1. And this is pop foul, but perhaps playable behind first. And Goldschmidt will make the catch, and that ends the inning. Mets leave 1, and it's still 3-1.
Well, as a former pitcher, you know I love these low-scoring games as opposed to those slugfests. This was like a throwback game when home runs weren't so common and pitching was really dominant. No complaints here.
This one definitely a low-scoring affair as we get one last look at our final line score. Well, heroes are made in the postseason, and he was at least the hero in this one. He's our top player of the game.
Yeah, no time like the postseason to come through and lift your team to victory. He was certainly a big factor here, and it was pretty cool to see.
3-1 the final score this afternoon. New York win the opener here in the division series. Jacob deGrom is credited with the win. So that's a wrap for us in this one. Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, Heidi Watney, Matt Vasgersian. We all thank you for watching Major League Baseball on MLB Network. See you next time.
The final line score for this.
Now from Citi Field in Flushing, Queens, welcome to Major League Baseball on MLB Network. It's Game 2 of the NLDS between the Arizona Diamondbacks and the New York Mets. Game 2 of the NL Division Series is next. Robert Gesellman is on the mound for Game 2. Dan Plesac, what do you got?
Hey, when you look up the word dependability in the dictionary, that's what this guy, you'll find a picture of this guy. Career ERA just under 3.5, and that's saying quite a lot in the high-scoring games that we see in baseball going on right now. Real solid pitcher, controls the running.
Home side about to take the field. This place is jumping. Here's public address announcer Alex Miniak.
And now, your 2022 New York Mets.
With that, the batting order for the visiting Arizona Diamondbacks. Dan, who do we keep an eye on?
Well, you've really got to be able to appreciate the incredible talent of Paul Goldschmidt. He's got over 1,000 RBIs. He's already proved he's a clutch hitter. He knows how to drive in big runs when it counts. So if the situation comes up in this game, I'm looking to watch how he goes to work in the clutch.
Robert Gesellman will be on the bump for Game 2 of the series. What's your take on him, Dan?
Hey, when you look up the word dependability in the dictionary, that's what this guy, you'll find a picture of this guy. Career ERA just under 3.5, and that's saying quite a lot in the high-scoring games that we see in baseball going on right now. Real solid pitcher, controls the running game, controls the strike zone, and more importantly, he knows how to get deep into the 6th, 7th, and 8th inning. Solid pitcher, and he'll be fun to watch in this one here today.
Coming to the plate now, Sean Brown, and he could give his guys an early lead if he can come through here. As a result, it's 0-2. Echeverria at second, Nimmo at first with no outs. Liner towards second, but this is hauled in by the second baseman. So the bases are loaded here with one man gone, and in to hit next will be Jake Lamb. He's set. Here's the 2-2. A bouncer up the middle. And this scoots under his glove. Oh, what a time for that. One run scores. And they're not going to get him. He's in there at the plate. Next up from New York, Sean Brown.
Now batting, center fielder, Sean Brown.
Here comes the first pitch. Pitch is mishandled behind the plate, and it bounces away. And it's not in time as he's in well ahead of the throw.
And this is why you can't.
Runner in scoring position at second with 2 down. Line drive, base hit to right. And the runner at third will put the brakes on here as they didn't want to chance it even with 2 outs.
That was pretty obvious in live action that ball was hit hard, and after analyzing it with our show track technology, we see that our eyes did not deceive us. 114 miles an hour was the exit velo, an impressive swing of the bat.
Left fielder, number 30.
Into the box now, Michael Conforto. He flew out in his last at-bat, tapped out in front of home. On to first, and the Mets are going to come up empty here as that ends the inning. 2 left for the Mets. They trail in this one 3-0. Up next for Arizona, Bernard Lopez.
Now batting, the pitcher, Bernard.
3 runs, just 2 hits. No errors so far for the Diamondbacks. Hit back up the middle. He gets dirty, but he can't get there, and it's into center field.
Nobody.
Well, you don't see that all the time. Pitcher deep in the count, 0-2, and D-Rose still manages to sneak out a base hit on an 0-2 count.
You know what? He never lost his toe-hold there, Dan. He seemed like he wanted to hit.
Jake Lamb standing in now. 1 for 2 on his line so far in the game.
Jake Lamb.
Into the windup. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. High fly ball out to straightaway center. Moving under it, Brown makes the catch, and that'll retire the side. Diamondbacks down in order, but they lead it 3-0. Ready for another chance? Matthew McGill. He got called out on strikes his last time through.
Yeah, in today's game, certainly don't get completely reprimanded for too many strikeouts, but no one likes to go down looking. Expect him to be a little bit more aggressive at the dish this AB.
So stepping in, Steven Souza. He got on top of one and was a ground out victim last time.
Souza Jr.
The 2-2. Hit the other way out toward right field.
Waiting on it is Nimmo.
2 down.
Leading up for the Mets, the center fielder, John Brown.
They rely on to get their offense going. They need a rally, so we'll see if he can spark one here.
Swung on and crushed. Everyone just stands there and watches it fly. A solo shot here to left. His first homer so far in the series. And the Mets will cut the deficit now to 3-1.
Well, people always wonder why some players make so much money, and there's your answer. The great ones find a way to rise to the occasion in the postseason, and he did right there.
Need him to get something going here.
Even though we're moving into the
pitcher too riled up out there. The 1-2. Ripped on the ground to first. Oh, and it eats him up a bit.
I would have found the sweet spot right there.
Hey, that's a heck of an approach right there. Leadoff single in the late innings. Team's down a little bit. Let's see if this ends up being a huge turning point in this one.
Ready once again, Michael Conforto. Due up for the 4, 5, and 6 hitters, and they're hoping that this is the part of the lineup that can get something going.
Yeah, only one run on the board so far for them. They just haven't had consistently good at-bats.
Three-2 pitch. And he will take ball 4. First and second now with nobody out.
Always tough to issue a free pass, but especially troublesome when you give up a single right before that to start the inning. We'll see if he can figure out a way to wiggle out of this.
Next for the Mets, Derek Dietrich. Head-to-head numbers against Archie Bradley. He has 7 hits in 31 tries. He's also hit a couple of home runs against him. Skied into straightaway right. Souza is under it. Makes the play, 1 away.
Hold up, hold up, hold up.
The relay throw, but too late, and he's safe at third.
We'll see if moving up to third pays off for him. He didn't have to tag and go for third, but now he can score a lot of different ways. Doesn't have to be a hit.
And that'll bring in the former top prospect, Ahmed Rosario. He was a ground-out victim last time up. 1 run, 8 hits, 1 error in the game for the Mets thus far. Hard hit ball to short. And that is through into left as he delivers. It's a base hit. And to score is the runner from third. It's now a 3-2 contest.
Yeah, one a day keeps the doctor away, Dan, especially when it's a big one late in the game. It doesn't matter at all. You're just trying to get 1 knock a day, find a couple barrels. He happened to catch his late.
Into the box now, Sean Brown. The winning run at second, however, the double play in order here. Now the 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. He didn't even come close to contact on a ball way out of the zone. 1 out.
Fooled him just enough with that pitch to get him to go around, according to the umpire. Sometimes it can be really tough for these big, strong guys because once they're committed to swinging, it's hard for them to slow their swings down, and that appeared to be the case there.
Well, heroes are made in the postseason, and he was at least the hero in this one. He's our top player of the game.
And obviously, every game is so important in the postseason. So when you come to play like he did and make a big difference for your team, it's something that won't be forgotten.
And it's a 4-3 finish in this evening's ball game. The Mets earn the win and move on to 2-0 in the division series. Yimi Garcia takes home the win. So that'll put a wrap on things here this evening. For my partners Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, and Heidi Watney, this is Matt Vasgersian. This has been a special presentation of MLB Network. Good night, everybody.
The final line score for our ball game tonight for the victory.
Here in Phoenix, the roof is closed and the AC is pumping. It's Game 3 of the National League Division Series between the New York Mets and the Arizona Diamondbacks. Game 3 of the NLDS next. Robbie Ray gets the ball in Game 3 of the series. Dan, any thoughts?
Robbie Ray is quietly developing into one of the top left-handed pitchers in the game of baseball. Unfortunately, he gets lost in his shadow because of guys like Clayton Kershaw and Rich Hill. Big arm from Robbie Ray. Not a real big guy, but 95 to 97, good hard slider.
Getting close to first pitch here. Let's listen in to public address announcer Alex Miniak.
And now, your 2022 Arizona Diamondbacks.
And now a chance to meet the Mets. Dero, what's your take on this lineup as they look to lock up the division series?
Well, Matt, when we drove over to the ballpark today, we were expecting some offensive firepower, especially in this yard. It's a hitter's yard, but that could sometimes work against them. I'm interested to see what lineup stays within themselves and executes and manufactures to get this W.
Robbie Ray will do his best on the mound to keep his team alive here in the division series. What do you have for us on him, Danny?
Robbie Ray is quietly developing into one of the top left-handed pitchers in the game of baseball. Unfortunately, he gets lost in his shadow because of guys like Clayton Kershaw and Rich Hill. Big arm from Robbie Ray. Not a real big guy, but 95 to 97, good hard slider. His changeup has gotten better, and you'll know if he's on early because you'll see lots of swings and misses. This guy can rack up the strikeouts.
Batting third, the center fielder, John Brown.
Here's the first pitch to him. Hard hit ball to second. Marte fields it cleanly. Throwing the dirt, but a good scoop at first saves an error as this side is retired. Mets go down 1-2-3. And now Arizona gets its first opportunity in a scoreless ball game.
Leading up for the Diamondbacks, the second baseman, Ketel Marte.
high in the air out to center field. Moving under it, Brown. He's got it one away. Stepping up to the plate, Sean Brown. He got on top of one and was a ground out victim last time.
Yeah, Matty, expect this pitcher to try and get the same result as his last at bat right here. The double play is in order. Anything on the ground, the way this defense is, they could certainly roll too.
First offering on its way. Hit hard on the ground to second. Marte gloves it to second for one. On to Goldschmidt, and it's in time. A double play, and the side is retired. A couple of walks, but no damage. More baseball on MLB Network right after this. So bases are empty here with two gone, and now that'll bring up the catcher, John Ryan Murphy.
John Ryan Murphy.
The 1-1 home. This one's flared toward left center. In there, a base hit.
No run, no run.
Now to the plate, Sean Brown.
The center fielder, number 24, Sean Brown.
It's ball two. Mets are still looking for their first hit of the ball game. Oh, and here's a drive. Well hit out to straightaway center. Fowler racing back and off the batter's eye for a home run. An impressive shot to dead center field. So it's a solo shot to dead center, his second home run of the series, and the Mets are on the board first, 1-0.
Well, people always wonder why some players make so much money, and there's your answer. The great ones find a way to rise to the occasion in the postseason.
Digging in, Steven Souza. He's 1 for 2 in this one. No runs, 2 hits, and 1 error. A swing and a drive to center field. That one's got a chance. Brown ranging back at the track. On the warning track, he makes the catch. Sean Brown will stand in again as we take you back to earlier in the ball game. This one swing here has been the entire offense to this point, as this home run accounted for the only run they've tallied so far. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Swing, line drive. That's going to be trouble. And this will find the wall out near the visitors' bullpen. So now they'll have 2 men in scoring position following the 2-out double.
Wow, he almost blew that fastball by him, but he shows some quick hands to catch up to it and drive it down the opposite line. Didn't keep it fair by much, but he did, and that's a nice 2-bagger.
Now at the plate, Michael Conforto. No hits in 3 tries so far. He's struck out once.
Conforto.
And it appears they're going to give him the intentional walk here, so now they'll have a force at any base with 2 gone.
And this is the right move here. With first base open, take the bat out of this guy's hands every single time.
At the plate, Derek Dietrich. He'll look to bounce back after striking out his last time up.
Yeah, Matty, and hopefully he got it out of his system. Especially now, he's got to bear down. He gets the 2 strikes in this spot, has to put the ball in play.
Oh, and it misses. Ball 4, and that will force home a run.
Man, when you're trailing, you hate to give up any runs, but walking one in is especially painful. Now the lead is extended, and a base hit could blow the lid right off this thing.
And that will bring in the former top prospect, Ahmed Rosario. He's looking to deliver here with the bases loaded and 2 out in the inning. The 2-2 pitch. In the air out to straightaway left. McGill moves over, and they'll avoid the big inning as he makes the catch, so just the 1-run scores here in the frame. Mets played a run on a couple of hits. Not too many more shots left. Home half of the 8th coming up. Mets out in front 2-0. Trying to pick things up where we left off. Sean Brown, and their runners at the corners now.
Wow.
Hoping to limit the damage, here's the pitch. And a fastball is hit on the ground towards short. To Marte at second base, that's where the inning comes to a close. Mets forced to settle for 1 here in the inning. Heart of the order, 3, 4, and 5 will get their shot in the bottom of the 9th. It's the Mets 3 and the Diamondbacks nothing.
Well, my advice to them is to enjoy this moment, celebrate with teammates, and then realize that none of it will matter if they don't get back to work in the NLCS. They've wet their beaks with this postseason success. Now they want some more.
Not a lot of runs put on the board in this one, but here's a guy that found a way to make a difference. He's the tops player of the game.
Yeah, he came through with a multi-hit game, and more importantly, they were big hits. He was a key contributor to the outcome of this one.
For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, and our hard-working crew, I'm Matt Vasgersian. This has been the National League Division Series.
The final line score for this afternoon's ball game. For the victorious New York Mets, 3 runs on 7 hits, 1 error. They left 14 men on base. Time of the ball game, 2 hours and 33 minutes. Our paid attendance this afternoon, 48,600.